I've always liked the Yfood ready-to-drink range. Not only do they have a great range of flavours, but I think they're the most drinkable. And part of this for me is that they use a milk base, which makes them easy to drink. But what if you're vegan then, and it has a milk base? No problem. Yfood have got you covered, because they now do a vegan range. But is it any good? And how does it compare to the classic range? Well, let's find out. Welcome to my channel where I test and taste and review a range of complete nutrition products. And Yfood is one of my favourite ranges when it comes to taste. Some other products I consider may have slightly better ingredients here and there, but generally across the complete nutritional ready-to-drink brands, the ingredients are much of a muchness. But part of the reason I like the Yfood ready-to-drink range is not just because they have a good flavour selection, especially the classic range, with flavours such as Choco, Crazy Banana, Fresh Berry, Cold Brew Coffee, but they're always doing limited edition flavours like Lemon Cheesecake Lassie, Funky Peanut, Heavenly Hazelnut, and now Apple Cinnamon. On the whole, the flavours really work, and for me the reason is that unlike other brands, their base ingredient is a sort of a milk protein base. This makes them creamy in texture and taste, like a nice milkshake. But as I mentioned, what if you're vegan or you don't want a milk-based drink? Well, Yfood do a vegan range. It's 100% vegan, there's no added sugar, and it's gluten-free. Whilst they may not do the same range of flavours or limited editions you get with the classic range, you do get a berry, banana, vanilla and choco. You're still getting all your complete nutritional benefits with the vegan range. Each drink provides 500 calories, so quite a full meal. For a lunch, for example, you get 26 vitamins and minerals, and it meets at least 25% of your daily micronutrient needs. There's 33 grams of protein, which will provide you with 68% of your daily requirements. And there's sort of sufficient dietary fibre from the oat fibre in here. And the oat fibre has no calories, or hardly any calories, no fat and no sugar. In terms of macro split, you get a balanced distribution of macronutrients. So 33% of your total energy comes from carbohydrates, 21% from proteins, 42% from fats, and 3% from fibres. And of course, as I said, you're getting 26 essential vitamins and minerals. In short, everything your body needs from a meal. In terms of ingredients, the main difference between this and the classic range is that they use water and soy protein instead of a milk and milk protein base. So it's effectively a soy milk base. So if you look at the vanilla flavour, for instance, you can see the following ingredients. In terms of the main ingredients, there's water, soy protein, vegetable oils, which is from rapeseed and sunflower, soluble corn fibre, maltodextrin, gluten-free oat fibre, tapioca starch, rice powder, rice flour, rice starch, rice syrup, and then all your vitamin and mineral mix as you've come to expect with these Yfood ready-to-drink ranges. And the sweetener is sucralose, and there's no added sugar. The only sugars in there are naturally occurring sugars. But what do they taste like? And how do they compare to the classic range? Let's find out. So we're going to start with the vanilla vegan version. The vanilla vegan version at 500 mils, and 500 mils comes in at 500 calories. So I'm trying the vanilla because most products all have a vanilla version, so it's a good base to start with and a good flavour to compare to other ones. So I've given it a nice shake. Yeah, you're getting that nice vanilla smell, similar to you know that you had with the classic, of course. Yeah, again, a sort of slight oatiness to it. Nice vanilla flavour overall. It's not quite as creamy as the milk version. Slightly more watery, not as creamy. You sort of get a hint of sort of creaminess that you get from milk, using real milk. You know, that's the sort of the texture and sort of flavour of milk. So in the classic you get that, and you get that slightly less here. So it's not, I would say it's quite not as thick perhaps as your classic, but it tastes really good. Like any time you taste the difference between, say, real milk, say a soya milk or an oat milk, The soy and the oat milks tend to be a bit more watery in their taste than kind of real milk, and you're sort of getting that in here if I'm to compare it with a classic Yfood drink. But it's very nice, and I think actually it makes it slightly more drinkable because it feels slightly less sort of fatty or creamy in its taste. I don't mean that in a bad way, but in the way that sort of fat can give something a nice sort of a slight more thickness or taste to it. But the vanilla flavour is still there, it's still coming through strong, tastes very nice. And as I say, it's 500 mils, it's quite a lot. You're not going to sort of down it in one gulp, but it should fill you up. But the vanilla one, that's very nice. Very easy to grab and go that. As I say, you could easily, as I always say with these things, keep them in the fridge. I always find the chilled versions taste slightly better. This is personal preference, but of course you don't need to store them in the fridge. That's the great beauty. They have a long shelf life. But anyway, vanilla, very good. Vanilla vegan, very good. Okay, so today in the Yfood, this is food drink, ready to drink. We're going for the Choco. So again, this is the vegan Choco. Okay, now I really liked the classic Choco, and as I said, it tends to be milk based. So it'll be interesting to see, since this is soya based, or soya milk based, what it's like. What I like about these are they're 500 calories, so it does feel like a substantial meal at 500 calories. I'm trying another ready to drink from a different company, and theirs, although it's probably about the same size, 500 mils, it's only 400 calories. So it's just interesting. Yeah, you're getting that nice Choco. I've super chilled it down as well, so it's been in the fridge. Getting that nice Choco smell. It does smell slightly different, as I say, than the milk-based one, but that's not surprising. But it's definitely Choco. Oh, that's nice chilled. Well, that's a nice Choco flavour. You can still, there's a distinct difference between the classic with its sort of milk-based component and this with its soy milk equivalent, which I'm assuming it is because it's water and soya. Main ingredients there. So, which makes it vegan, of course, but it actually works quite well. There's still a smoothness to it, but it's just slightly more of a watery smoothness than with the classic, where you get that sort of slightly more milky smoothness. But that's fundamentally the difference, and it's not surprising that difference is there. But taste-wise, this is really nice. This Choco one, a great addition to the collection, especially if you're a vegan as well. So there you go. Okay, today we're trying the Yfood berry. The Yfood berry. I don't think I've had just a pure sort of fruity one in a kind of ready to drink. I suppose strawberry and stuff like that. But the berry, yeah, I'm curious about this one really. We'll give it a go, see what it's like. Yeah, it's got that kind of berry smell to it. That sort of, there's a sort of a tartness to berries. That feels more silky than some of the other ones. They felt a bit more watery, but this one, it's the same. But I think maybe the berries just work with this one. This is nice. Oh yeah, nice strong smell of sort of summer berries. It's summer berry smell going on there. And it's not too sweet. I mean, it's sweet, but there's not that kind of... I'm trying another ready to drink from a different company at the moment, and there's a real kind of sweetener aftertaste that I don't get with the Yfood drinks. I think the berry flavour in this vegan range works really, really well on the Yfood front. That is nice. Yeah, that is nice. Okay, today we are looking at the Yfood vegan banana. The banana one works really well as a classic, partly because slightly nostalgic, makes me slightly nostalgic for banana milkshake from when I was a kid. and the kind of the milk component. So this will be interesting with its sort of soya milk base. Yeah, you're getting that sort of candy shop banana. When I was a kid, there used to be these candy that was in the shape of a banana. That's that kind of sweet banana-y smell to it. Like a milkshake, like a Nesquik banana Nesquik milkshake. Yeah. Yeah, actually it's quite despite that's strange because it's definitely the vegan one. Definitely the vegan one. It says so there. But it feels quite creamy. It's much closer to the sort of classic with its sort of milk component there. It's a bit more creaminess to it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the banana, the texture of the banana or anything just kind of thickens it out slightly and makes it feel less watery. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. If you're a fan of banana milkshakes, I think you'll like that. It's not super thick, like a really thick banana milkshake, but it's less watery in its taste than some of the other flavors. And it's not over sweet either. I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong, it's sweet, but it doesn't have that kind of strong sweetness taste to it. It feels more of a natural sweetness. So there's not a sort of a, with sweeteners you sometimes get that kind of aftertaste. You don't get that with this. You don't get that with the Yfood generally, but you're certainly not getting it with the Yfood vegan variety either. I like that. Nice banana-y, slightly creamy flavour to it, without it being too sweet or anything at the same time. So good one. Well done, Yfood. So overall, I mean, I do prefer the classic range because of its sort of slightly more creamy taste. But generally, if you are vegan and you don't have milk generally, or you use a milk substitute like a soy milk or an oat milk, then you won't really kind of appreciate or know of that kind of milky, creamy texture that you get with milk. And therefore, you're probably used to having a soy milk kind of based product. And as far as that goes, they work really well. Just these 4 different flavors work really well with a sort of soy milk base. So overall, I was really impressed. And the banana one feels particularly creamy, and I guess that's because of the banana content. I don't know. And the berry one tastes really good as well. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. And if I'd never tried the classic range, I'd be super impressed with these drinks. They're really easy to drink. In a way that I don't quite get with other ranges. And that's why I really like the Yfood range, especially as a sort of a grab and go, ready to go kind of meal, because I know I'm going to enjoy the flavors that they do. And that's been the case with this vegan range as well. Before I come to the price on these, one of the reasons I tend to recommend Yfood to anyone thinking of trying a complete nutrition product is twofold. One, I think their ready to drink range is probably the easiest to get on with flavor wise. There's no aftertastes or funniness like that. And 2, they have a taster pack. So you don't have to spend a fortune on your first order only to find out you don't like it. This is such a good thing, and more brands are doing this now, which is good to see, as some brands expect you to spend quite a lot on your first order, which is a risk if you don't know you're going to like them. If you're interested in the vegan taster pack, you get 5 bottles, that's 500 mils per bottle, of each flavour. There are 2 Chocos normally, for £18.95. So let's look at the main price. Each order is 6 bottles, and if you subscribe to a regular order, it works out at £19.33 or £3.22 per bottle. Or a one-off purchase is £22.74 or £3.79 per bottle. A tiny bit more expensive per bottle than some other ranges, but you're getting 500 calories and you're not having to spend £50 on your first order. So it's a balance. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found it useful. If you did, then please hit the likes, as I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content like this. And if you are new here, then please consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell so you know when I go live with content like this. Anyway, thank you for your time, and I'll see you around very, very soon. Thank you.